In this video, we'll try to understand what is this thing called as MVC display mode. Now we all know that it's a world of small devices, that is mobile. And as a MVC developer, I expect a lot of support from Microsoft MVC template, when it comes to mobile applications, right? Now, if you think logically, right, mobile and desktop screens, they have huge variation in size. So what you would like to do is, we would like to create different screens for desktop and different screens for mobile. For example, I would like to create a home.aspx screen for desktop, which is large, big, and the fonts, can be seen more clearly. And I would like to create a home.mobile.aspx, which is small, sleek, a size of a mobile, so that it serves the mobile users. Now, what I would like to do is, if my MVC can automatically detect the device type and render the appropriate page, that would really save a lot of work for me. And that's where exactly where this MVC display mode comes into picture. So what happens is, when a user sends a request to the MVC application, it uses this user agent variable to detect if this is a desktop or if this is a mobile. So if this is a desktop, he will send him to home.aspx. If this is a mobile, it will actually search for a .mobile.aspx extension and render that page. Okay, and in case you are using Razor, then this page names will be home.cshtml and this will be home.mobile.cshtml. So what I'll do is, let us go ahead and create a very simple application. Let's do a small demo and let's see that how this whole thing works. So you can see that here's a very simple MVC web application I have. So what I'll do is, so as I've said, I'll go and create two views. Okay, one view for the mobile and one view for the desktop. So I'll go to my shared folder here. I'll just go ahead and add a view here. So I'm going to say here add view. So this one is for desktop. So I'll just say index.aspx. Currently I have not used any kind of master page at this moment. So I'll say that, okay, these are for big boys. Okay, desktop. Okay. And I'll go ahead and I will go and create one more screen here, and this screen will be meant for mobile applications, right? So I'm going to go and for mobile devices. So I'll go and say here again index, but at this moment I'll say index.mobile, right? So that's the magic. You just say .mobile, and the rest of the things, display mode will do it for you. So I'm going to go and add here and I'll say these are for small and sweet people, right? Mobile. Okay, great. So you can see here on the screen here I have two pages here, one for the desktop, this is index.aspx, another one for the mobiles, that is mobile.aspx. and what I'll do is I'll go and add a very simple controller here, and let's name this controller as the home controller. So I'll say this is home, my mouse, so I'll say this is home here, right? And I'll go and render this view. So in this you can see that I have an action called as index. So this index will actually go and display index.aspx, right? And that's it. So I'll go and do a control F5. So now let's first check for desktop, right? For desktop I'll just go and run this. So I'll say control F5 here. So you can see there my application is running. So it is actually going to the index page here. And because this is a desktop request, right, so he means the display mode has redirected this request to index.aspx. Now let me go and copy this URL here, and let us try to invoke this via a mobile emulator. Okay, so you can see here I have downloaded a very sweet emulator, my favorite emulator, that is the Opera mobile emulator. So I'll go to this Opera mobile emulator here, and let me try to go and simulate as if the request is coming from a mobile. So you can see here I've started this emulator here. I'll say launch. So I'll go to my URL of the emulator and I'll say enter. Now you can see here automatically the display mode has detected that this request is coming from a mobile, and he has displayed index.mobile.aspx. So display mode is nothing but it's automation given by the MVC template, where depending on the user agent, he will redirect you to the appropriate pages. Now let us go ahead and do something more complicated. More complicated means we would like to do something like this. For example, I would like to do, let me just open my notepad here. let's say I want to do something like this. I would like to say here, okay, if it is a desktop, then show index.aspx, right? If it's a mobile, for all mobiles, iPad and for everything, right, go ahead and show index.mobile.aspx, right? But if it's Android, okay, if it's Android, I would like to create a very specific page. So can you display index.android.aspx? So you can see here, I'm trying to achieve more customization. So what I would like to do here is, if it is desktop, go to index.aspx. If it is any kind of mobile, just go to index.mobile.aspx. But if the request is coming from Android, I would like to go and display index.android.aspx. Again, that is very easy over here. So to achieve the same, what we have to do is, let's go to our global.asx file. So let me go to this global.asx file here, and over here we have to go and put a small code here, and this code goes something like this. Okay, we have something called as the display model provider class. In this we have something called as the modes collection. So in that modes collection, we have to just go ahead and add this Android thing here and say that if you find something, you know, some kind of a request coming from Android, then go ahead and use the android.aspx. So you can see here, it's actually saying, okay, index of means if you find this word in your user agent variable of the request object, go ahead and use index.android.aspx. So this is the only one line of code you need to put there. Now remember that this display model provider class belongs to system.web.web pages. So we need to ensure that we import this namespace. So I'm going to go and just go ahead and import this namespace, and done. Right, there it is. So I'm going to go and build this solution, and the next step is very easy. We have to just go ahead and add one more page here, or one more view into the shared folder called as index.android. Okay, so here I'll say this is for Android. Okay, right, and that's it. So again, I'll go and run this application. So I'll say Control F5 here. So you can see that he is displaying me the desktop screen. That's great. Now let's go back to our emulator, and let's run using Android as the user agent. So I'm going to go and choose this one here, Amazon Kindle Fire, and I'll choose this user agent as Android, and I should see the Android page. So I'm going to do a Control V here, Control V, I'll say enter, and you can see this is for Android, right? So in case you want to do further customization, you know, what you can do is you can go and make an entry into this global.asx file here, saying that if you find this user agent, right, you need to do this, right? So I hope that you have enjoyed this video. In this video, we were trying to understand what exactly are display modes and how do they help us in creating mobile applications. Thank you so much.